Okay, picture this. A Soviet tank factory, deep in the chaos of war. A brand new T-34 tank has just been finished.
Right off the line.
Exactly. And then a woman walks up, not a general, not some party official. She takes out some chalk.
And writes 4 simple words on the turret.
The fighting girlfriend.
Yeah. And that phrase, wow. It's not just, a catchy slogan. It feels like a promise, a personal declaration of war almost.
And that declaration, that woman, Maria Oktyabrskaya, is who we're diving deep into today. We're looking at the sources, the stories about her.
She's known, famously, as the only Soviet female tanker who actually paid for her own tank and then drove it into battle.
Our mission here is to really get past the legend, the symbol. We want to pull out the specific details, the actions that show she was a truly capable soldier, not just propaganda.
And you really need the context here. We're talking the Eastern Front, 1943. It's just brutal, unimaginably costly in human lives.
So for a civilian woman, 37 years old, to not just join, but to demand command of a tank she bought herself.
It's just staggering. It flew in the face of, well, pretty much all the conventions, even within the Soviet military structure of the time.
So let's unpack that. Who was Maria Oktyabrskaya before all this? Before the war demanded her attention?
Well, she was Maria Ivanovna, born back in 1905 down in Crimea. Her family were peasants, so definitely not born into any kind of military elite.
Right. Her background was more about factory work, working a telephone switchboard. Pretty ordinary civilian life on the surface.
But the sources, they consistently point to this proactive quality she had. Even early on, she married Ilya Oktyabrskaya, a Red Army officer, in 1925.
And she got involved with the Military Wives Council, which seems standard enough.
Yeah, but she didn't stop there. She actively sought out training. Basic military stuff, sure, but also driving trucks. And she taught herself engine repair.
Which she did just because she wanted to be ready.
Seems like it. Prepared for, the realities of being connected to the military. But then the question is, was that enough? I mean, was tinkering with Trek engines really preparation for handling a T-34 in combat?
That's a fair point. You have to wonder if the leadership worried she'd just be, well, a liability, a high-profile one.
A huge question. But her intent was never in doubt. And that mechanical knowledge, that knack for fixing things, that turned out to be crucial later.
The turning point, the real catalyst, though, that came in 1941, the telegram.
Yeah, the news that her husband, Ilya, had been killed, fighting the Germans near Kiev.
And the account suggests this wasn't just grief, it was different. It didn't break her. It focused her like a laser beam.
Exactly. That loss, that total personal devastation, she channeled it. It became this incredibly sharp point of purpose.
Yeah, vengeance.
Immediate personal vengeance. That seems to be the core driver. She needed to make the enemy pay for her loss.
Yeah.
And the way she went about it, well, it was incredibly savvy, actually. Almost politically brilliant.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, isn't it? She decides to turn her savings, her entire life, basically, into a weapon.
And it wasn't just like spare cash. She sold everything, literally everything she owned. Remember, she was a worker, not wealthy.
And the amount, 170,000 rubles, sent directly to Joseph Stalin.
That sum is just massive for an ordinary person then. Enough to build a whole T-34. To give you some perspective, the average monthly wage was maybe, what, 500 rubles?
So this was an unbelievable sacrifice.
Monument.
And the letter she sent with it, the request wasn't just use this for the war, it was specific.
Very specific. Build me a T-34 with this money. Name it the Fighting Girlfriend, and let me drive it to the front.
It's so audacious. How could they possibly say no?
Well, that's the genius of it, isn't it?
Mm.
Stalin couldn't really refuse. Think of the optics. A grieving widow giving everything for revenge. It fit the whole motherland calling narrative perfectly.
But with this deeply personal twist.
Exactly. So he approved it personally. He must have known instantly what a powerful story, what a morale boost this could be.
And the name, the Fighting Girlfriend, that becomes her signature. It's not just a name for a tank, it's her calling card.
It links her personal pain directly to her public mission. It's propaganda, yes, but it's also a direct warning. I'm coming for you.
But, okay, getting the tank approved is one thing. Driving it is another. She shows up at the tank training school in Siberia. She's 37. She's a civilian, albeit a famous one now.
And she had to earn respect. From hardened soldiers, from instructors. She wasn't there to be a mascot.
No, she insisted on being treated like any other recruit. Focused on the hard stuff, driving, mechanics, the nitty-gritty.
And this is where you see the initial skepticism from her actual crew starting to change. Sergeant Yegorov, Malkin the gunner, Yaskevets the loader.
They must have thought, great, we're babysitting a propaganda piece.
Probably. But she changed their minds. The sources say she handled the T-34 gearbox, which was notoriously tricky, better than a lot of the younger guys.
Really?
Yeah, and she pushed herself in the physical drills, apparently outlasting some of them.
So competence won them over. The machine doesn't lie, right? Either you can handle it or you can't.
Precisely. It wasn't about orders from above, it was technical validation. She was good. She knew the machine, and that skill was about to face the ultimate test.
Which brings us to autumn 1943, near Smolensk. Her first real taste of combat. Baptism by fire.
And these were tough German positions, really dug in.
And her T-34, the fighting girlfriend, wasn't held back. She was right in the thick of it.
Absolutely. Reports say she helped take out artillery nests, drove straight into enemy fire to deal with infantry. She was aggressive, leading from the front.
And then, the moment the tank takes a hit.
Yeah, a bad one. Damaged the left track, they're stuck, immobilized. A sitting duck, basically.
Under fire. And what does she do?
This is what really cemented her legend. Her crew is yelling at her to stay inside, wait for help.
Makes sense. Standard procedure.
But she ignores them.
Yeah.
Jumps out, under heavy machine gun fire, artillery coming down.
Oh my gosh.
She starts working on the track, fixing her own tank, right there in the kill zone.
A former telephone operator fixing a 26-ton tank while people are actively trying to kill her?
Incredible, isn't it? And she did it. She fixed the track, got back in, and drove the tank out of there.
That changes everything, doesn't it? For how people saw her.
Completely. Any lingering doubt, gone. It proved she wasn't just brave. She was technically skilled under fire. She wasn't just a symbol anymore. She was a soldier. A damn good one.
And the immediate result was a promotion to sergeant.
Earned right there on the battlefield. Not because of the papers, but because of that action.
After that, her fame just skyrockets. Pravda, Red Star. The big newspapers are writing about her, this living embodiment of vengeance.
But from all accounts, she seemed, well, almost indifferent to the fame itself. She just wanted the next fight, the next mission.
And she got it, pushing towards Belarus, January 1944, near Vitebsk.
Another brutal fight. Her unit was clearing barricades, smashing defenses under constant German shelling.
And then the fighting girlfriend takes another hit.
Yeah. Communications out. Left track busted again. Deja vu, almost.
And she does the same thing.
She tries. Climbs out again to fix it. But this time, the Germans were ready. They knew who she was, perhaps. Or maybe just zeroed in faster.
What happened?
An artillery shell landed close. Too close. Shrapnel hit her in the head.
No.
Her crew managed to pull her back in, get her to a field hospital. But the wound, it was too severe. She went into a coma.
And she never
woke up. She died on March 15th, 1944. She was 38, after nearly 2 months unconscious.
Her death, though, it didn't diminish the legend. If anything, it cemented it. Proved her commitment was total.
And the state recognized that commitment. Posthumously, of course. August 2nd, 1944, she was awarded the title Hero of the Soviet Union.
The highest honor.
The absolute highest, along with the Order of Lenin. She paid for her war, she fought her war, and ultimately she died for it, all driven by that initial personal vow of revenge.
When you put it all together, Maria Oktyabrskaya really did shatter expectations, not just as a woman in combat, which was rare enough in that role,
but by demonstrating that technical skill, that competence in driving and maintaining the tank. That's key.
She proved that personal vengeance could fuel incredible patriotism and action, that profound loss could forge this legacy of, well, undeniable capability.
And it makes you think, doesn't it? When we talk about heroism in war, we often focus on ideology, on national duty, these big abstract ideas.
Right.
But Maria's story forces us to ask, how many other acts of incredible bravery, of battlefield genius, were actually driven by something much more immediate, much more personal, like profound grief or a burning need for revenge? How much of history is powered by those deeply individual fires?
Something for you to definitely mull over, and that's where we'll leave this deep dive into the incredible story of the fighting girlfriend.